Okay, this is the last of three videos that deal with the creation of the budget, which is part of the CSC 101 Basic Excel Lab. We have completed the spreadsheet, as you can see here. We have gotten all the computation done, and we have also done all the formatting. So at this point, we're ready to add a chart at the bottom, specifically a column chart that will give us a visual indication of the data that we have in our budget here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to select the information that we want to put into the sheet here, and the two pieces of information that we want is we want the total expenses and we want the disposable cash. Now, if we think about these two things add up to this, because remember, this minus this gives us our disposable cash. So if we want the bars to be the total height of the total income, if I make part of the bar the expense and part of the bar the disposable cash, then it will add up to these. So let's go ahead and select the total expenses. So I'm going to select across here and get all of the months. Notice I am not including the total. And then we want to, in addition to selecting those, select the disposable cash. And remember, anytime we want to select more than one thing, in most programs, if we hold down the control key, it allows us to select a second group of data here. So we've got two separate groups of data, the total expenses and the disposable cash, that we're going to use to create this particular chart. So we're going to go to Insert. We're going to go to Insert a Column Chart here, and if we click the down arrow to see the various ones, the one that we want to add here is a stacked column in 3D. So it's the second row and the second icon on that row. And there is our chart, and we can now put it at the bottom. I have a very limited screen here because I'm trying to save a little space with the videos, and so I need to scroll this down a little to get some more space here. And then I'm going to put the chart at the bottom there, so drag it down and scroll down even a little further here, and then fill in the drag it over so it fills that whole space that that's underneath the data that we have here. So it should look something like this. The exact place that you put yours is not that important, but it should basically be in this area. And we can see that the money is already labeled here. We can see the charts, and we can see, of course, that our disposable income goes up quite a bit. Our cash goes up quite a bit during the summer months here, and we can see some variation. It's not a huge variation in our budgeted amounts as we go across. However, there are a few things that aren't quite right here. We have these sort of dummy names for the two color codes, and we've got 1 through 12 here, and it would be really nice to have the actual months in there. So we can fix both of these by going to the Chart Tools and Design, and we can click on Select Data. And what that will allow us to do is it will allow us to change some of those things. So the first one that we're going to check here, or change, excuse me, is we're going to go to the horizontal axis here, which are these category values across here, and we want to edit those. And it comes up and it essentially says, okay, tell me what you want in there. And if we wanted to, we could actually literally type in information there, but that would be very much the hard way to do it. The easier way for us to do is to go up here and simply select the values that we want in there, which are the September through August here. So we can do that, click OK, and the values are filled in now. I can't show you because until I close this window I can't scroll this. The other one that I want to do is I need to change these two series labels. So again I can edit those. So I'll click edit, highlight the first one here and click edit. And again, I could literally type in what this is, or I could simply just say I want this label to go in there. And then the same thing for series 2. I could say I want the label to go in there to be disposable cash. And at this point we're done. All of those things, we can see the months here. We can see total expenses and disposable cash. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And now if I scroll down, which I can now do, you can see the disposable cash is the red, the total expenses is the blue, and of course the months are now filled in properly across the bottom. So we now have a fairly simple but nice chart that gives us a visual representation of the budget that is above here. Excel has all sorts of different types of charts that you can build, both business charts and also not as much, but at least some scientific type charts. Okay, that completes building our budget. Please make sure that before you close things, and of course Excel will warn you about this, do a save and make sure that you have saved your budget before you close. Okay,